All right, this is all the cornmeal, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this on camera so you can see what the final results look like. When I first made hot tamales, I was like, oh, I ain't know you put the meat in there raw. I was clueless because I've seen it on YouTube where the meat is actually cooked when they roll it. Okay, so this is what the finished meat mixture looks like. It did well, it didn't clump up. I want you to see in the bottom though how the bottom looks. But what that probably is a little of that fat off the ground beef. That's all I think that is. I'm sorry this video was so long, but this may help somebody. Let me tell you something. People can say what they want, but it's all kind of ways you can make a hustle. I've actually delivered newspapers. I took a class to sell magazines. I didn't do that though. I've sold frozen cups, so it's always a way that you can make a little extra money. Now, if you go out and you purchase a dozen of hot tamales, I've seen them as much as $12 a dozen. Now, I spent probably about $25 to buy the stuff to make these with, because some of the stuff I already had. Okay, so for $25 I can make 120 hot tamales, and if I sell them for $12, that's $144. Look at the profit. So I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to think out of the box. If you're having a hard time and you got a little, hey, I mean, if you get a little stamps, is that illegal? I don't know, maybe not, but you spend $25 of your stamps and make 100 and something. It's all about it. So anyway, hey, I've mixed this up as good as I can, and now we're gonna move over to the rolling. Okay. Okay. So here's the flour mixture. You see the tint is a little red because I've added that chili liquid to it. So we guessed when I made this, but it says drop a rounded tablespoon onto there. And do it like this. Can you see? I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a rounded tablespoon. This is a rounded tablespoon of the meat mixture. So I put it into the cornmeal mixture. Okay. Let's see, you can see. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so we're gonna take it, place it here, and roll it. And as you roll it down, it forms a log. Keep rolling it. At the end, you're going to have a log. Okay? And what you're going to do is turn the ends in like this. Now, this one it's fat. It's not as... Okay. But that's what it looks like. It's your first hot tamale. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. I'm not camera ready. I'm never camera ready. When I'm home, I'm relaxing. Okay, so here is. Okay. So I'm gonna do a tablespoon of the meat mixture. We're gonna put it here in your. This is your cornmeal mixture. Okay? And to me, that's not enough meat. We're going to go ahead and work with it. That's what they say. But I'm going to start doing my own measurements. And don't worry. Don't like it's going to be enough, but it is. Okay? So can you see my hand here? Here's what it looked like. It looked like a little meatball, doesn't it? Okay? We're going to take it and start rolling it. And what it does is it forms a log. Just roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Till you get to your end. Okay, that's our second one. Now, I'm going to show you the problem I'm having. That's not long enough. It's not long enough. And let me tell you why. We only have meat from here to here. It should stretch out a little farther. So we're going to keep on until we get it right. That recipe is not enough for me. Okay. Put these over here. I like mine meaty. That may be a little too big. We'll see. Okay, now I'm at the play with this a little bit for purposes of showing you what I'm doing. Okay, so this is a little too big, I think. But we're gonna put it here. Okay, at the end, you're gonna roll it. I'm rolling it. You're gonna be able to see it in a minute. Roll it. Roll it. And as you roll it, let's go back. Let's do this one over. Because it's not tight enough. Okay? Roll it. As it tightens, it also spreads. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Now this is the size I like. Now if you're going to practice this, if you're going to perfect it to sell it, don't be giving people no hot tamales ain't got no meat in them. You want to have a good product. So this is meaty enough for me. And what I do, let's tighten this a little bit. Make sure it's on there tight. See, when I did this, I used regular aluminum foil. I didn't use these wrappers. I think it's going to be fine, but I prefer the aluminum foil. Okay? So let me go ahead and get through with these, and when I come back, we'll be getting ready to go to the next step. Okay, so I run out of the Reynolds wrappers. So now I'm going to show you how you do it with the coffee filter. So here is all of the mixture, the meal mixture that I have left. And that's your roll. Here's your coffee filter. So take it like this, bring it back, and you just roll it. Continue to roll it kind of tight. And when you get to the end like that, you just flip it over. And when you sit these down in there, you sit them down like that. Okay? I'm going to finish those and we'll be back. Okay, so we have 10 here with that we had to end up doing with coffee filters. So we have a total of 34. Now, this is the steam mixture that we're pouring over there. It didn't call for whole tomatoes, but I remember when the time we did it, we did put whole tomatoes. So you put the steam mixture, and I separated it into 2 pots. And the reason why I did that, these I added cayenne pepper to it. The other ones I didn't. So these are going to be a little spicier than the other ones. If you want them real hot, you put 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. I don't prefer my food that hot. So what you do, you add water until you're covering up the tamales. And all that flavor that's in there, once it starts boiling, it's going to spread throughout your dish. Okay, so that's all the water I'm going to add. Let's move this around a little bit, just a little. And what you want to do when you put your tamales in there, you want the seam to be down. See, and I guess I should have mentioned it in the bottom, but the seam was down on all of them. So now we're going to cover these and let them boil. Well, it says 1.5 hours. I don't think it's going to take 1.5 hours for this pot, but the other pot it will. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, this pot has 76, I think, tamales. and these are the mound ones. All of these are actually in the Renner's wrappers, and they're all, the seam is down on all of them, because what you don't want them to do is to burst open, because then you're going to lose, you may lose some of your cornmeal fat mixture. But as it is now, I have 75 in this pot, and I think 34 in the other pot. So I didn't quite get 120. That's fine, because remember, I didn't use the 6 pounds of ground beef. I only had 5. So I'll bring you back and show you what these look like when they're finished. Okay, so here is the pot of the spicy ones. And if you could see, all the grease from the meat just cooks out into your broth, and it kind of seasons, tenderize your corn meal. This is the big pot with them in there. This is the one that had the 70 something in there. So I've taken 2 out. I'm gonna show you what they look like. Okay, so here is one of them. I didn't make them really that big. Here's another one I had started opening. And let's cut into it. Now these didn't come out. Let's critique them. Okay. I made them with and without all the seasonings in the cornmeal. Honestly, I like the recipe I have without the cornmeal. But this is what it looks like. That's the ground beef inside. Another thing, I think that next time I'll use a food processor for the onions. I'll skip the bell pepper. Let's taste it. It tastes pretty good. Again, another thing is with the meat mixture. I'm sorry. With the mixtures. Next time, I don't think I'm going to make that Gebhardt chili quick or whatever. I don't think I'm going to use that because I don't think it needs it. And also with the cornmeal mixture, the next time I'm not going to put the masa. I don't like it. It makes the cornmeal kind of packy like. When I made it with the recipe without the masa, it wasn't as packy. The cornmeal was actually more thicker. So I'm just critiquing to tell you some of the things that I didn't like about this recipe. This is the first time I've used this recipe. And I'm trying to get a good one. The first one I made with my coworker was actually the best. That was the best hot tamales that we've made. So I'm going to get that recipe from her. And then I'm going to come back and do that one. So we're going to keep trying until we get the best one. Okay?